I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
I'm Jesper de Jong.
I'm Henry Laaksen.
I am Francisco Cerundolo, and you are listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Hey, welcome back, tennis fans. Sorry that we're a little bit late. Whatever happens, with GTL. It was scheduled for yesterday, but unfortunately, England went out of the World Cup, and myself and JG were inconsolable. We were in tears. There was no way we couldn't even string two words together. JG was crying into a pint, and I was just having to just be that wingman and just trying to help him home. That was how it went, wasn't it, JG? Or have you got a different story for us from last night?
No, it's the same story. I mean, I was devastated in the pub, everyone filtering out. I feel like it just ended up me, Ben, and just another couple in the corner. We just couldn't really go home. It was just a sad one because I really thought England could beat France. I thought this was potentially the World Cup. It was going to actually come home. But that's what happens in football. That's what happens in sport. It doesn't always go to plan. And I don't think these predictions are going to go to plan either. So it's quite fitting the fact that we thought England were going to win. It never happened. We think that our top 10 is going to be the top 10. I can guarantee you it's not going to be the top 10. We'll be lucky to get 5 of the top 10. I think last year, I think you had 2. Is that right? Or 2 or 3? I mean, it's pretty abysmal from you.
My differential was terrible, I have to say, on this 450 or something I was at. It was Svitolina screwed me over by just choosing to have a child. I mean, how rude of her, really, to ruin my predictions in that way.
Yeah, I think our variances were all off. It was pretty terrible. But if we can try and get within 100 for the WTA, it is, of course, very unpredictable. I think that would be quite impressive. So that is my target anyway. Let's get into the GTL WTA 2023 predictions. Of course, we have only about 20 days left of 2022. It's been a fabulous year. We're going to be doing a podcast going through all of the big tennis moments of the year. That will be happening next week. We'll also have a Q&A, and we'll also be doing a GTL award. So that's just some things to look forward to on the channel. But this one is all about predictions. We've already done the men's one, which seemed like a long time ago because I think a lot's happened since. Anything you want to talk about on the men's one quickly before we go into the women's?
No, I just feel like I went a little bit more out there with my selections than you did. I'm just interested to see if you've gone a bit more out there on the women's side, or I don't know, or you becoming the boring JG now, and am I going a bit more out there to try and counter my boring past that I've had with my predictions? You're going to find out, that's for sure, coming up. I'm interested to see who you've picked and who I've picked for these top 10, and the Grand Slam winners is one of the key things I think in this.
Yeah, David's in there saying another couple. Let me just clarify. My girlfriend was there, so that's probably why I was saying another couple like that. But yeah, there was a couple in the corner. Of course, me and Ben aren't a couple, just to clarify.
Oh, one way of letting me down gently, and it just live on a stream. How rude.
We've got Ray in saying, hey guys, can we expect a recovery in 2023 from the likes of Kontaveit, Badoza, etc.? Well, Ben did have Badoza as world number 1. I think he had her winning a few slams as well. Not just one slam, 2 slams last year. I'm interested to see how high he has Badoza this year. Maybe up in the top 5 still. But we'll have to wait and see for that. Where do you want to go next? Should we go straight into this?
I think we need to. The last one took like nearly an hour, and we're already, it's late. It's Sunday night, and I just spent the last 2 hours driving home in the snow. Can you believe, in the UK? It's been a bit of a it's been a very, very long day, and I'm very, very tired, but I'm excited, and I just want to get stuck in.
Okay, so let's go then. So GTL WTA 2023 predictions. Like the PowerPoints last year, they were both produced by me. So it's the same template and everything. The difference with the WTA one this year is I've not actually seen what Ben's predictions are. So the men's one, I put all the predictions into the template of the PowerPoint. Ben's done it this year for just the WTA. So he knows all of mine and his, of course, and I only know mine. So I'm going to be reacting live to Ben's predictions.
I feel like this is a better way of doing it because you're going to give your true reaction, and I'm going to get probably a lot of stick for some of these. It's going to be quite interesting. I'm interested to see JG guns are blazing when I announce my crazy picks, which are going to be coming out. Come on,
I just want to know your Grand Slam and your number one, but I feel like it's going to be pretty predictable.
We wait and see.
Okay, let's go.
Here we go. Number 10. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, so in at number 10, JG has Paula Badoza, and I have Linda Fruhvirtova. Am I getting that right? Gary will correct me, as we know. I think that this could be the year that she really pushes on. I thought that we saw glimpses in 2022 of Fruhvirtova really coming to the forefront, beating some big players, getting doing quite well in some of the WTA events. I think now we might see her go maybe deeper in slams, pick up points. She's not defending many points. Always got to remember that with these young ladies on the tour. So she will be able to, I think, gain some points at slams. I think that she will do okay in, say, like 2 or 3 of the slams.
My pick, let's be honest, Paula Badoza is a top 10 player. There's no doubts about it. When she's playing, when she's not retiring from matches and she's got no injuries to worry about, she should be well within her rights to be inside the top 10. Like you set thought last year, a lot higher. You had her as number 1, I had her at number 2. We both rate the girl. She let us down a lot last year, but I feel we would be stupid to not include her in the top 10. I've not got her very high, as you can see. She's right sort of at the bottom of my top 10 in 10th. But I'm not putting her out of there because she is good enough to be a top 10 player. And as long as she stays fit, her tennis is good enough. And I think she's going to do a lot better this year and play more events. And yeah, I think this is a good, solid selection.
Yeah, I think the main thing with her last year, obviously the injuries, they started to become a more regular thing, which I didn't like after selecting her as number 1. And then it seems that she can become distracted, maybe with off-court things more as well. So if she gets that in check, she's a threat in every tournament, I think. So let's move on.
Yeah, just a quick thing, 'cause I know we've both been saying it, you more so. When you keep mentioning about defending points, it doesn't really mean anything when you're having a start of the season rankings video, because this is the whole season. So it's not about defending points, really. As Edgar points out here, they still don't understand how the rankings work. If you're predicting rankings for the whole year, the defending points means nothing except for seedings.
Which just means where they're going to finish up at the end of the year. So they're still going. It's going to be saying like Raducanu. She was definitely not going to stay in the top 10 because, or she definitely wasn't going to get into the top 10. I didn't think, because she's going to lose her US Open points. So I wasn't going to predict that she was going to be in there because those were going to drop off again.
I understand what you mean as well, but I understand what Edgar means. But anyway, let's move on to number 9. So number 9, I've gone for Maria Sakkari, John and Ben's favourite player. We call her semi-final Sakkari. That's why I've got her right at the bottom of my top 10, because let's be honest, she's not someone who's pushing on. She's a great player until it goes too deep where she's worried, and she'll pick up a lot of points because she'll get to a few semi-finals, no doubt. I just don't see that killer instinct from her to be able to get these events over the line and actually win some silverware. So for me, number 9 is where Maria Sakkari belongs.
Yeah, I mean, she got better in 2022, though. She was semi-final Sakkari. She was getting to a few finals, though, in 2022. Maybe next year will be the year when she goes on and starts winning events. She's only won 1 WTA event in her whole career. She's due to win some more. She just needs to put it together. I've gone with Barbora Krejcikova as my number 9. She comes back into the top 10 for me. And that's mainly just based on, I think she is a quality player, and she showed by beating Iga in that final at the back end of the year. She had a terrible year up until then, but we know the quality is there.
Poor prediction. It won't happen. Krejcikova is a good player, but she will not be finishing inside the top 10. I think she's going to prioritize doubles play like we saw a lot of last year, and she's
Still
going to
good then.
focus on doing that. She's the best doubles player currently, her and Siniakova. It's a great partnership. I don't see her pursuing the singles like she did when she won Roland Garros, for example. On that basis, it's going to be too difficult for her to be a top 10 player. I think, big prediction, she will be in around 50.
Wow. Yeah, it's possible. She could go either way, I feel.
So I'm
She
very happy you've put that one in there, because I think that's going to really affect your differentials.
minus 40 or something from mine. Great. That's just what I need. Anyway, let's move on to the next one.
Yep.
Yeah, let's know in the live chat if you've got Krejcikova into your top 10 as well. I see there's a few people saying that she'll fall outside the top 20. I think we've got Ray, one of our members, in there saying that. Yeah, she won't come back into it either. Wow. So just falling outside and never to return again.
Listen, I love it, guys. You keep telling Ben exactly. I don't know what you're thinking, mate. You're a tennis podcaster. You've got her inside the top 10. It's never going to happen. You should have put Kenin in there.
She beat Iga recently.
Well, we've got
mate.
Dawson in, who does agree with you anyway. So I agree with them.
She beat Iga recently. Not many people could say that in 2022. So I know Iga had a cold, but still
you
Iga.
Put a doubles player. Do you have Siniakova in here at all?
What do you reckon?
What number's Siniakova at?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But they're on number 8 anyway. You've gone with Jessica Pegula. I've gone with Maria Sakkari. Similar sort of thoughts to you on Sakkari. I think that she's definitely a top 10 player.
You always put her a little bit higher than me, though.
I know, always a little bit. But
there's
I've
the
gone
extra
top 5.
admiration for Sakkari.
I didn't go top 5 though, did I? So no. I haven't really got much more to add to what you said, to be honest, on Sakkari. So you tell us about Pegula dropping down from 3rd to 8th in yours.
Yeah, some people may be surprised I've put her this low. We know last year she was, aside from Iga, the most consistent player in the Masters events. She did do very well when it mattered. The WTA finals was not a very pretty sight, I must admit. And that's the worst I've seen her play in a long time. But I'm not going to use recency bias in these predictions. I've learned I'm the bigger man. I'm more mature coming into this video. And I believe Jessica Pegula, it would be extremely insensitive of me to put her outside the top 10. She's a quality athlete. She's got enough backing from her dad. So
there we go.
Don't have to worry about any of that. And Jessica Pegula, I think she's class. I think she's going to do all right. And if she plays a lot, she'll definitely be inside the top 10. Maybe, if anything, I've gone a little bit low on her. She could be around 5.
Fair play. Okay, move on to number 7.
Lucky number 7.
I've forgotten who I've even got. All right, so here we go. This is where it gets a little bit more interesting. I've got Amanda Anisimova coming into the top 10 now. She's due a really good year. Anisimova, I feel like maybe 2023 could be her year where she finally breaks out. And you've gone with Qinwen Zheng, another fantastic youngster on the tour. So we both got really good youngsters at number 7 here. What more can you say about either of these two? I mean, I think we both have admiration for both of them, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I can't even criticize you too much for the Anisimova pick. The one thing I would say is last year she only played 15 events. She's 21 years old, so like you said, another young gun. Is she going to play enough, Anisimova?
I think she's had reasons about why she wasn't playing so much. There was some obviously off-court stuff that was going on with her personal life. I think if that's all put in the past and she's now focused, I think she's just an incredible player. The way that she beat Osaka, didn't she, at the Australian Open start of last year? She only lost to Barty. That was the person who knocked her out of the Australian Open. She's strong in Grand Slams. She's a big match player. And I think if she plays the same this year, 2023, I think we could see big things from her.
Yeah, I think it's actually a good pick. I'm not going to say anything to you. Anisimova's a good player. David's got her actually at number 4 because those Wimbledon final points never came. She would have been higher right now. And I'd have to agree. She's very good on the grass. She can play on all the surfaces.
Yep.
I think it's a good selection. And of course, my girl, it's another Alcaraz story. it's a matter of time for me. It's inevitable that she will be one of the top athletes competing with Iga for Grand Slams. Is it going to come a little bit too soon this year? I'm saying it is, but still not soon enough for that. She's going to be inside the top 10. On the men's side, you could compare her to maybe like Yannick Sinner level already. That's how I feel. Is she going to push on to be a Zverev? Then we'll have to wait and see.
Let's see
Of
where we
course,
go.
you know what I mean in terms of like getting to the top.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely got the potential, and you just
She's
see
she's a
how
future world number one, future Grand Slam champion. I don't want to go
marketable
too
as well.
crazy on her. For those who don't know who she is, I've got a little bit of information here. She's 20 years old, from China, Qingwing Zheng. She did very well last year against Iga, one of the few people to take a set in one of the slams. I forget exactly which one. And I anticipate her rise to happen this year, but not obviously to the very top this year, but maybe 2024, then she'll be right up there with 1, 2, or 3.
Nice, yeah. I don't have anything bad to say about her, that's for sure. Right, move on to number 6.
Oh, this is
I know.
interesting.
See, this is where
Now, this is one I want you to explain, because to put BB, for those audio listeners who can't see the screen, Ben's gone for Bianca Andreescu from Canada, and I've got Arina Sabalenka from Belarus.
I saw promising signs, if I'm perfectly honest, in 2022 from Andreescu, suggesting that she could get back to the top. Well, remember when she started the year, I think I did it on one of the news videos. She started the year in, I think, 46th in the world. She went all the way down to, I think it was about 150 or 200. She climbed all the way back by the end of the year, back up to the top, well, 46 again, the exact same place
Or
that she
45 now.
something like that. Yeah, exactly where she started the year. So she ended on a high, and I think that if she starts the next year, we know she's quality. I want to see that. I think it's more of a hope as well, because I really want to see Andreescu back at the top of the game again. Canadian tennis is doing really well at the moment as well. She'll probably get inspired by the likes of Felix as well on the men's side. I'm hoping Andreescu gets inside that top 10.
My one's pretty safe, let's be honest. Sabalenka,
Yeah.
she's going to be in and around number 6. I don't see her right at the top. She's
Tsitsipas.
she's the Tsitsipas of the women's game, I'm afraid, in terms of, she's going to be, Tsitsipas always going to be inside the top 10, just like Sabalenka. I don't see them two being right near the top. Could prove me wrong. I just think there's too many.
It goes quite deep in events. That's the thing.
She's okay. She's okay. Sabalenka's all right, but she does have the tendency to lose to like a nobody. If she just double faults her way through games, and there's no chance for her.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it?
I do like her. I like her personality as well. I think she's quite a character.
She's brilliant. I think that she's one of the best on the women's tour. She knows how to have a joke at her own expense, and the fact that she serves so many double faults. How many was it last year? Well, this year, like over 400, 500 double faults. And she can laugh about it. So fair play to her. Move on. Number 5.
Now we're getting into the top 5, and people are starting to wonder, who do we have? Do we have a few shocks inside this top 5? Well, start straight off the bat.
Whoa!
I've got one for you. Ludmila Samsonova inside my top 5, and you've gone for Sabalenka. I guess I'll start with my Samsonova one. I'm not really sure what to say about her, apart from the fact that this year she went under the radar.
Yeah.
Like she produced, when he goes on that crazy run of, 37 matches?
Yep.
Samsonova was the only player who really took it to her and almost beat her. Samsonova herself also went on a good run, which wasn't spoken about hardly. She just went under the radar massively last year. I think she's class. How old is she? That's another question. I believe she's quite young. Yeah, 24 years old. So room to improve as well. I think she's impressive. I mean, she just looks like a tennis player. You look at her, she's got the perfect frame to be a tennis player. There's not really a weakness in her game. And I think she is going to be the Caroline Garcia of next year. So
nice.
What I mean by that, Caroline Garcia, of course, people didn't anticipate her to do so well as like she did. I think that's going to be the same story for Samsonova. She's going to creep into the race It's not to Turin. Where do they play?
It was
Guadalajara
it was Shenzhen, I believe,
Shenzhen.
but I don't think they're doing it
Well,
there,
they played
obviously.
Texas, didn't they, last year? It was
Yeah.
terrible. Hopefully, they go back to Guadalajara. That was a lot better.
Yeah.
So if
Get
it is
out
the
of
race to Guadalajara, oh no, Dallas, yeah.
Yeah, get out of Texas. Whatever you do. Fort
Um,
Worth is
anyway, I like
not worth it.
Samsonova, and I'm putting her in my top 5.
I like the pick. I really do. Sabalenka, I put Tsitsipas 5. I'm putting Sabalenka 5. They're just mirror images of each other for me, like in where they sit in the top 10 rankings. Solid players, can go deep in slams. Do I see them winning them? You'll have to wait and see when we get to the Grand Slam predictions. But unfortunately,
David's also got Samsonova at number 5.
I like it. I think it's a really good pick.
That we both had the same.
I think it's a really good pick. Like, that's one person who people should take note of this year. Will she be the same Samsonova next year? We can only hope. Right. Move on to number 4.
Ooh,
Wow.
two of my favourite players on one slide. We've got Ons Jabeur and Coco Gauff. I've gone for the Tunisian Ons Jabeur at number 4. Ben's got Coco Gauff. I'll let you start.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that she's just going from strength to strength, really, Coco. I feel she's going to have another strong year. Will she be able to do even better than she's done in 2022? Because it's been I think it's been a pretty good year. The end of the year, let's ignore that. I mean, she did terribly at the tour finals. It was just like, I've never seen her play worse than that. I don't know what happened. It was just, it's the occasion, maybe something like that. We all know, look how old she is. She's 18 still, and she's still growing as a player. She's definitely going to have a great year. I feel that it's going to either be in line with 2022 or maybe even a little bit better. She obviously got to a slam final. Maybe 2023 is the year she gets one.
Well, Coco Gauff is 7th currently, and Ons Jabeur is 2nd. One thing they both have in common is they both reached Grand Slam finals last year. Neither of them have won a slam, though. And I think that's the interesting dynamic. I think for these two, their target has got to be to win a slam. They've got to the final now of a slam. Ons Jabeur got to 2 finals. Is that right?
Yep.
Pretty sure she did. And I'm fascinated to see how it pans out. I think Ons Jabeur will drop off slightly. I think she had so many good results last year. I think it's going to be difficult for her to reciprocate that exactly. So she may go out early in a few. I think she will take that as long as she stays inside the top 10. For her target is to win a Grand Slam. So if she finishes 4th, doesn't do so well in all the Masters or other events, and just wins one slam, say a Wimbledon, because we know she's great on the grass, then she will be over the moon, and I'll be happy as well.
Yeah, I mean, she's done fantastic things for Tunisian tennis, for African tennis. Like, she's been setting records this year. Really, really did well. I'm not mad at that pick either. So let's move on to the top 3, JG.
Here we go, top 3, and one which may surprise you again. I've gone Elena Rybakina, the Wimbledon champion, in number 3, and Ben's gone Qinwen Zheng.
Yeah, I know. Qinwen Zheng. I know you've got her at 7. I think that she's going to be even more dominant across a lot of the tournaments in 2023. I think we could see her winning a few tournaments as well, and challenging for Grand Slams in 2023. I think, like you said, she's the future. So I can't wait. I predicted her to win the US Open, didn't I, last year? Oh, this year, sorry, in 2022. Didn't happen, but I wasn't mad with the pick, and I'm still hoping she can grab a slam soon.
For those who don't know, she is a player who I told Ben all about. He's riding on my coattails with this Qinwen Zheng pick.
He keeps but he's just still not bigging her up enough, really.
Well, I did. I put her inside my top 10. I think what you've done is it's coming a little bit too soon. I think 3's too much of a push, but I can't say too much because she's in my top 10. I think she's quality, and it's a matter of time until she hits 3 and beyond.
And you've got the Wimbledon champion there, Elena Rybakina. Well, to be top 3, she obviously didn't even get points for Wimbledon, and nearly ended up inside the top 10 anyway, didn't she, at the end of this year? So if that tells you how good Rybakina is. I think how many finals has she been in on the WTA tour? And that's like 2 or 3 years ago. She was already making finals. She's now won a slam I think she could be off to the races now. That's my personal opinion. I think it's a good pick for number 3.
Yeah, currently 22 in the world.
Oh,
She's
22.
23 years old. Good talent. One of the few really good servers as well in the women's game. Some could say the best server right now.
I'd say so.
I think Osaka is, but of course she's not really playing too much. But Osaka, for me, when she's on, she's got the best serve. Currently, Libakina is doing as good, almost as Osaka. She's very dangerous. A lot of aces. Great game on all the surfaces. I'm not sure about her on clay. That's the one thing. And maybe that could be a downfall. But there's not that many clay court events. And I think she can pick up so many points. I actually also predict her winning one of the Sunshine Double events in America.
Nice.
I think she's going to take a Masters title next year.
It's well within the
two.
realm. I think that she's going to go deep in quite a lot of tournaments in 2023.
We've got DJ and saying the Burkina pick reminds me of the Kenin one.
Oh dear, don't say that.
Yeah, it is a worry. I think looking at it now, maybe I've gone a little high on her. But there's just something about her.
She's quite
I've
consistent.
been following her for a while. I do like her. Ben would tell you before we did the podcast. I used to always talk about her as well. And yeah, I've gone with it now. But I can understand the risk on this one. There's a big risk.
Right. Number 2. Stress. Here we are.
No.
This is where he knows that he's messed up.
So this is where you've just made me look a lot better, I feel. You going Rybakina for number 2. That is a surprise for me. But at least I've now lost all of my risk element.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, Rybakina, I think that she's just going to be solid in 2023. I think that she's going to go deep in events. I think that she's going to go deep in some slams. I think Wimbledon is a slam that she's already won and she will be good at again, I think. So I'd say no more. We said it all on your one. She's a consistent tennis player and you don't get that many of them on the WTA tour. So that's the reason I'm putting her in. I think that after winning a slam, sometimes people get that sort of injection of like faith in their own ability. And I think that that's the type of person she'll be. You saw what she did to Raducanu at the start of the year. What did she do? Breadstick bagel her. So that's what she can do to somebody who's just won a Grand Slam. So I think, yeah, sky's the limit for her. Yep. She's got the perfect build.
My one, of course, does she need an introduction? Coco Gauff. I know Ben's got her at number 4. I've put her a little bit higher than Ben in number 2. She got to a Grand Slam final last year. I think she's going to get very, very close to another Grand Slam. Maybe winning one. You have to wait and see. But I like Coco's game. She's so good at it for her age. The way she speaks is just a bit mad, really. At her age, the way she can conduct herself in an interview to talk about big issues, big topics in the sport. She's a model example for any young player growing up. She's going to do some great things next year. Watch out for Coco Gauff, and I'm going to be supporting her all the way. I know I went big on the tour finals and I had her winning it. That was clearly a massive error because she just crumbled. But at the end of the year, we saw some weird results. I don't know if you can judge it off just one event. Over the course of the season, she was one of the best players. So I'm happy with my pick at number 2.
So who could we have at number 1, JG? Who could we have? Put everyone out their misery.
Right. Number 1. There we go. There she is. Of course. It is Iga Swiatek for me and Ben. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, when you asked me for the prediction, I said just put her in at number 1, and then I'll tell you the rest.
I already had it there. I didn't even need to ask you. You had. How funny. We both had Alcaraz. We both have Iga. I think that we know that that's sort of the future, the way that tennis is going. They are the outstanding stars of men's and women's like young tennis at the moment. She speaks for herself, mate. There's not much more praise we can give to Iga for this whole entire 2022. I just think she's incredible. She's like an inspiration to everybody around the world who was looking to pick up a tennis racket. And the stuff that she's actually been combating recently, and like the stuff that she had growing up as well, speaking out, and she's like a role model in every sense of the word. I mean, I only can hope that 2023 is as good, if not even better, than this year for her.
Yeah, Ursa and Sam, where's the Queen? Here's the Queen. 11,000 points last year. Ons Jabeur had 5,000 in second.
Yeah.
I mean, unthinkable. She doubled up second spot. I want to know, in anyone in the live chat, did anyone not have Iga finishing number one? For me, that's the one which it's the banker. I just don't see her finishing outside of number one. The only thing that can stop her is injuries.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even want to speak about injuries. Let's just soak it in, like, this year. Like, she's looked great. The only thing that like put her off was a cold, really. That was the only time she lost the final. I think that was to Barbora Krejcikova. She still got all the way to final. It was still an incredible match that she ended up losing, though. But yeah, we both got her there at number one.
A few people saying, "Where's Layla?" So Layla did not make my top 10 this year. I'd put her maybe 12th because I like Anisimova as well. Anisimova would have been my 11th, and Fernandez my 12th. Just for those interested.
So let's see the full list anyway. I'm interested to see it all there.
So let's have a look at the full list. So my predictions are Iga number 1, Coco number 2, Rybakina 3, Jabeur 4, Samsonova 5, Sabalenka 6, Qinwen Zheng 7, Pegula 8, Sakari 9, and Badoza 10th. I think that is a very, very solid lineup. Of course, some people who didn't make mine, some big names, would be Kasatkina, Kudermetova, Simona Halep, Madison Keys, Bencic, Collins, Hadid Maya, Kvitova, Kontaveit, Ostapenko, no Anisimova, no Krejcikova, no Azarenka. That's just some big names who never made it for me. If we go to Ben's, he had Iga, number 1, Rybakina 2, Zheng 3, Coco 4, Saba 5, Andriescu in 6, Anisimova in 7, Sakari in 8, Krejcikova 9, and Fruhvirtova. So he's added quite a few little overs in there. We've got Anisimova and Fruhvirtova. I think there's a good blend of young and old. I say old. Andriescu's not old, is it? I mean, It's just all pretty young, your group. It's all the future, aside from who's one of the oldest. What, Krejcikova or Sakari?
Yeah, I mean, still though. I mean, for me, the big shocks that I've put into my one are the people who aren't there. There's no Pegula, there's no Jabeur, which I thought that you might come for me for no Jabeur inside that top 10. I feel bad about doing it, but she did make 2 slam finals. Do I think that she's going to do it again in 2023? I'm not so sure.
She doesn't need to, though.
Yeah, but this part of me just doesn't. I'm not so sure if she's going to have as good a season.
Because this is where the points dropping off doesn't matter. Because all she has to do in a season is get to like the top 10 in terms of points. Is she going to be a top 10 player? Forgetting that because everyone drops off all the points come the end of the year.
Yeah, so I think she's not going to have as good a 2023. That's all, as she did in 2020. I thought it's such a good year. I mean, it's so hard to replicate that year.
You're telling me Fruhvirtova is going to have a better year than Ons Jabeur?
They've got to come good at some time, haven't they?
And Krejcikova, the doubles player, is going to have a better year than Ons Jabeur. Listen, I think you need to hang your head in shame. You're an absolute disgrace. That is one of the worst predictions I've ever seen on the channel. In fact, you've never done a worse one. And I cannot wait for Krejcikova. Every event, I'm going to goad you into picking her winning it. She's probably not going to. You're not going to see her much. You might see her name maybe in about 4 draw previews next year because she plays doubles, Ben. You picked a doubles player inside your top 10. It's not going to happen. And you've disrespected Ons Jabeur, the lady you say you love, the one you spoke to at Wimbledon, the one who got to 2 Grand Slam finals last year, is not even inside your top 10.
Sad, isn't it?
What is going on, Ben?
I don't know. I'm just trying to be trying to be a bit out there in these predictions. I mean, if anything, I think they're a little bit more exciting. I feel like you've gone more the
It's not
boring
exciting.
route.
It's stupid. You've just done a stupid prediction there, not included on Jabeur.
Well, you
Another
never
one.
know.
Where is Jessica Pegula?
Exactly. Where is she?
Why is Pegula not going to finish inside your top 10, Ben?
I
She's
don't
currently
know.
third. You've got number 2, 3, and 4 not inside your top 10.
You've got to make predictions. You've got to be bold, says JG. But he doesn't look too bold on his side. So I don't know where these
Listen to this.
words
Also,
come
is
from.
this Brenda or Linda? I wanted to clarify that as well. Because
That's
we've got
Linda.
Andy in saying that those top 10s are just hilarious. Brenda has more chance of being top 10 than Linda, and she has literally no chance.
All right, Andy. Cool. All right, connoisseur. Brenda's playing really well as well, to be honest. Either of them could have a chance if they put a run of form together. But she's only playing ITFs. She's got to get in and start winning some WTA events. I think Linda's beaten some bigger competition. That's all.
We've got Peter in saying hangover, question mark.
Definitely.
We've got Dutchy in saying snow on the brain.
Definitely that as well. Got both of them correct.
Edgar saying Bencic has a good chance. I mean, I'm looking at these two lists. You may as well award me the win already. No chance for you, Ben. The only thing you got right was Iga.
Let's wait and see if Badoza. I have to hope that she dropped. I'll be cheering her down the charts in 2023, and you'll be having to have her going far in those brackets. So hopefully you do.
Well, she's got more chance than a lot of yours.
Well, we'll wait and see, won't we?
Okay. Anyway, that is our top 10s.
Let me remove that, and then we can add in. Got to add it in again. It's been some funny goings on happening.
We've got Tuck in saying Daria's free love head-to-head against Coco. Yeah, we saw that.
Kasatkina as well.
Kasatkina is a big one. Neither of us have included. And I was very close to put Kasatkina in. I think she's a quality player. And she's a little bit unlucky not to be my number 10. I was going to go her or Badoza. I went Badoza.
She's very consistent. That's the one thing you can say about Kasatkina. But I've gone a bit out there. I like to go a little bit crazy. Maybe I'll be over 450 differential in the end of next year.
You go for 1,000, mate, with that.
Maybe it'll be genius. You can't
get 1,000.
Who knows?
Well, if you're fair play, mate, if you get that one bang on or even close, it would be pretty incredible.
We'll have to wait and see. We're going to go through next. Let us know who you've got. Obviously, pop it in the comments section below once this live has finished. And we want to hear your Grand Slam predictions and your top 10. And we'll use this come next year when we go back and we'll have a look at the comments section as well. So make sure you put it in now. We don't want you putting it in there halfway through the year and going, oh, look, now I predicted it. No, put it in now and then we can all be judged. So,
and also let us know in the comment section, what do you make of Ben's top 10? We're now going to be going through the Grand Slam predictions. Is Fruhvirtova going to be winning a slam? Is Krejcikova maybe going to be winning a slam? We know Ben has got them two very high in his rankings. Let's wait and find out. And of course, if you haven't already, hit that like button on the video. Subscribe to Game to Love if you're new. It is, of course, December. No tennis, but Game to Love's still here. And we're bringing you a few cool, funny episodes the next few weeks as well. So let's start off with the Australian Open.
Will there be any surprises? Will we get Muguruza in there for you, winning for you? Or no?
Well, there is no Muguruza winning the Australian Open. It is going to be that girl again, Iga Swiatek. She's yet to win the Australian Open. I think she's slowly going through them all, ticking them off one by one. And this is her time to tick off the Australian Open.
It could well be. I mean, she's in hot form. She did well last year, didn't she? I remember that epic match, wasn't it, against Kanepi, if that was right?
She lost to Danielle Collins in the semi-final.
That's it, yeah. She did really well. So there's only a couple of people ahead of her. Barty's not going to be there, obviously. She's retired. And Barty was the only person that was able to stop Anisimova. Anisimova knocking out Osaka, we remember, in dramatic fashion. I think that if she turns it on again, she can beat the players like Osaka, who are Australian Open champions. So there's no Barty. Can Anisimova? Can this be a year?
We've got Jack in going with Sabalenka.
Yeah, I thought
Edgar
people picked
reckons
that.
Pegula can win this one. Azali also going for Sabalenka. It's quite a popular one. Got Hinny in with a Pucker. Not sure if
Pucker's going
Pucker's
to win it.
in the Australian Open, but
Mine's a bit of a risky one, but I'm going big. I'm going bold. If you don't go big or bold, then you might as well go home. So
I'm not mad at it at all. I think Anisimova's class. She could win the Australian Open.
wow, let's move on to the French. And there you
There we go.
go.
You
Ego
might as well
again.
just-
Just Roland Garros. Yeah, both going for Iga again. I think, yeah, she sort of cleans up there a little bit. So I don't think she's going to have
Is
too
there
much
more
trouble.
chance Iga wins Roland Garros or Rafael Nadal wins Roland Garros?
What about the double?
What is the highest probability? Rafa wins Roland Garros or Iga wins Roland Garros? Let me know right now. I'm talking about next year's one as well. Who has more chance of winning it? Iga or Rafael Nadal? I actually think it's Iga.
She's younger and there's probably less competitors. Like there's obviously probably more on the men's side that could challenge Rafa when it comes to
Yeah.
the clay courts.
We've got Jack saying Iga, Edgar going Rafa, Davor going Iga wins it more likely. I think it's a good question to ask, but I think it's Iga. It's just edging it.
Just about, yeah. I mean, both so dominant when they
I mean, if
play
they
them.
played mixed doubles there at Roland Garros, I don't think anyone would get close to them.
Imagine. Was it Zheng who took her to 3 at Roland Garros,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I think it was
So
that one. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like that was a very, very close match. And
she could be a
Zheng,
dark horse, Zheng, to win Roland Garros.
imagine that would be an amazing achievement if she was to do that. But yeah, move on. Wimbledon up next, and we've both gone
Wow.
for Coco Gauff winning her first ever slam at Wimbledon. I
Now that
like it.
surprised me that you've gone for Coco Gauff as well. I thought I was going to be really out there and on my own with this pick. So when you told me that you've got Coco Gauff, I know you said it in the live chat about 5 minutes ago when we was talking. That really did shock me. I didn't see it coming at all. I know you've been a little bit negative towards her at times on the stream. Is that fair?
Sometimes. Yeah, I've had a lot of admiration for her. I think that she's up there with the best servers on the women's game, but sometimes when the head goes down, just doesn't look like the same player, and she just got a little bit more maturing to go. But who's to say? She's been to one slam final. Now maybe the next step is winning a slam.
I just
I
feel
think
this is the open slam because Iga is not that great at Wimbledon somehow. Don't get me wrong, she could still go and win it next year. And she'll probably be the bookie's favourite as well. She will be with every event I think she plays. However, history does not look very fondly on Iga at Wimbledon. She's not played great there. Of course, she lost her winning streak to Elise Cornet last year, just showing she can lose to pretty much anyone at the event. I know Cornet's a good player, but you'd expect her to be able to beat her. With Coco, this was her real event where she come out, beat Venus Williams that year. Also had a good result, I think, against the Polish girl. The name's just gone out of my head now.
can't think off the top of my head.
You was backing her a lot recently, towards the end of the year.
Oh, Lynette.
Magna Lynette, that's the one. But anyway, I think she's going to win Wimbledon. Watch this space.
Would love that. Right. Last but not least, US Open. Ooh, eager again. She's going for 3. Is that right?
Yeah, listen, some
2023?
people are going to call me boring. Some people are going to say I've played it safe. I think I've used my head. That's all I've done. I've used my head in this situation. Iga's the best player on the women's tour by a long way. Over 11,000 points last year. She is, I feel, going to go from strength to strength. I think she's hungry. She's got a point to prove. She's going to try and catch Serena Williams. I think she's that good. She is going to be going for Serena Williams' history and all of her titles and benchmarks. And for me, we could see a massive season from her next year. I don't see her winning all the slams, but I see her winning 3 of them.
Yeah, I mean, what an amazing year. You didn't think it could get any better for Iga in, 2022. 2023 is going to be the year of Iga again, according to JG. It could well happen. Have I gone as predictable or as boring? No, I've gone out there. I've got 4 different Grand Slam winners in 2023. Will that happen? Probably not. But I've got Kim Win Zheng. I predicted it last year because I was hoping she'd win it just before the tournament in the draw preview. Now I'm just going to do it at my start of year predictions. Kim Win Zheng does finally win a slam, and it will be at the US Open. We're going to have some young winners, all young winners of slams on the women's side.
So you've got what? Anisimova winning her first slam, King Wing Zheng winning her first slam, and
Coco Gauff.
Coco Gauff all winning their first. Listen,
That's it.
I think it's going to be too
Risky.
much too soon for King Wing Zheng.
I mean,
I don't see her winning a slam next year. This is why I can understand why you've got her so high in your rankings now.
Yeah.
I couldn't put her as high as you did because I don't see her winning a slam. I think she might be able to go deep, may even get to a quarterfinal or two.
Maybe.
Don't see her going past quarters.
Well, wait and see. I'm hoping that you're wrong, obviously, and I'm hoping that this crazy out there 4 Grand Slam winners for me comes good, but we'll find out come the end of 2023.
One name I want to give a shout out to is Alicia Parks. I know a lot of people are speaking
Yeah.
about her in the live chat. Of course, she's a young girl from America. We saw a little bit of her last year. She is someone, and another name, hopefully we see a lot more. I've not seen enough, though, to suggest she can be inside the top 10. But I believe it could be a matter of time as well. Maybe on the same trajectory as where Lorenzo Massetti is or was a few years back.
Yeah, I think I was saying to you, I can't remember, I think it was the back end of last week.
It's like Massetti in Challengers, I feel. That's where Alicia Parks is right now. Where she's showing some great things, but we just need to see it now.
Sparks of brilliance.
Yeah.
Excuse the pun. I was gonna say with the women's top 10, there's part of me that feels when I've been looking down the list, all of like the top like age group brackets are all like clustered full of Czech players. So many amazing Czech players coming through. And I said to you, I think that give it like 2 or 3 years, the top 10 could be made up of about 7 Czech players. I think it's that they look that good. Some of the Czech women coming through. I'm a little bit surprised there's no Noskova or something in your top 10.
No, not there yet. Not seen
big
enough.
All right, cool.
I'm
the
happy
next
with
big
mine.
thing.
Listen, you can say it's boring, but if it happens, it's not boring. It was just right.
I like this. If it's not like I'm using that line as well. Okay. If Djokovic wins the Australian Open, it's not boring. It's just right.
It is boring, but then if it's right, then you can't say anything.
He's not winning a slam. But he won the Australian Open. Apparently that was just right.
Yeah, it was. Well done.
But
anyway, that does summarise and end our WTA predictions for 2023. Nothing more to say apart from let us know your predictions in the comment section below. We want to go back to them in about 6 months' time and have a laugh, and then have another laugh in a year's time. So please put them in the comment section below, and then we can compare and see how good or bad you did. But yeah, thank you for joining us again. I know we had to delay this and change the dates a few times, but thanks everyone who joined us live. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to Game to Love if you are new. We do have a few other bits coming to the channel very soon. We'll be doing a Q&A, some awards, and also another big podcast going through 2022. And then everything focused on the new year. We'll be covering the Australian Open. We're going to be going bigger and better than ever. And doing these predictions always makes it a lot more exciting because now I'm looking forward to the tennis season to start again. And I just want to see some tennis because I want to see if our young players who we're really backing next year can turn up to the big stage.
Yeah, I'm excited just because now we've got players to cheer on, players we're looking out for in every single draw preview. And if you want to get involved with some other fun stuff that's going on the channel, join our Patreon because we're going to be doing a thing called Player Roulette, which is everybody will be entered in, say, on a Grand Slam. You'll get a player selected to your name and you can follow that player through the tournament and win prizes come the end of the tournament should they win it.
Exactly that. Yazda Eager, let's go. Ben, terrible for ons. I'm going to say give a yalla to ons as well. And roll on 2023. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you very soon.
See you guys.